It's the eve of Independence Day. In El Salvador, they're ready to party at the Cuscatlan Stadium. Sold out, 38,000 on hand. World Cup qualifying soccer, Canada and El Salvador. And Canada has done well there. Their last meeting was December 96. First round of qualifying. Canada won it 2-0. One of the goals coming from Alec Bunbury. And they'll need a result like this if they hope to get to France 98, because right now Canada finds themselves on the bottom of the table. And with Costa Rica and Jamaica playing later today in Kingston, you have to pull for a tie there, and 3 points for Canada. It may be one of the nicest stadiums in all of Central America. Estadio Cuscatlan, seating some 35, they estimate, with all those private boxes you see. 40,000 people on hand for this game, Canada and El Salvador. Let's take a look at now the changed lineup for Canada and head coach Bob Leonarduzzi. Brought to you by JBC.
Forrest in the back four are the same. In midfield, Bunbury drops back to take Orange's place. Nick DeSantis replaces Miller, and Corazine starts in place of Radzinski. Up front, Garish Kush takes over from Bunbury, and that should be a good omen for Paul Pesquisolido.
The starting lineup for El Salvador, their head coach, Serbian Milovan Djoric, who returns to the lineup as well. He'd been suspended for the last 2 games.
Very flexible lineup for Milovan Djoric. Garcia gets the nod in goal. Watch for number 6, Vicevic, the defensive general. Number 12 playmaker, Cienfuegos passed a late fitness test, and Di Maio comes in to join Diaz Arce as the twin striker.
The officiating crew is all from Guatemala, headed by Mr. Referee Mario Escobar. We're all set. Canada must win. They need the 3 points or their road has hit a roadblock. Hoping to get to France. Canada in white. We'll play it down the right side quickly, looking for Alec Bunbury. And we apologize for the lack of audio from San Salvador, as El Salvador now in blue. Bring it through Vicevic. Now we have some, and you can hear the audio. As we say, it's the eve of Independence Day in El Salvador. Tomorrow is a national holiday, as Carlo Corazine, who starts in midfield, brings it through midfield for Canada. And already a warning from Mr. Escobar of Guatemala to settle it down. I'm sure these El Salvadoran players, their coach Graham Djoric has also said nothing less than a win here at home.
Well, I'm sure that both coaches want that all-important opening goal, but the way they've been scoring goals, there may not be an opening goal.
And tumbling with a foot left in, Paul Pesquisolido. You see Garrett Kush with the bald head. He gets the start up front alongside Pesquisolido, and of course Pesquisolido's history with this El Salvadoran side. The last time they played in Vancouver, ended up getting a 2-game suspension. It's Cienfuegos who's getting the talking to from the referee. He was doubtful because of knee problems.
It's not very often he comes back and makes tackles on the edge of his own box. He's a playmaker, very clever on the ball.
Frank Yallop is there. Corazine. Pesquisolido standing off the ball. Nick DeSantis called up from the Montreal Impact. Called into the side after a strong performance against Iran a few weeks ago. Yallop can't get it through the wall, and now it's knotted away. And chipped right back to this near side. Curved back into the top of the box and finds nobody. And here comes El Salvador. Through Cerritos. Ahead for Amaya, and it'll go into touch and a quick throw in. Randy Samuel doing some traffic directing, as it'll be Ronald Cerritos with the throw in. He pays for the San Jose Clash of the Major League Soccer in the U.S. The man up front to look for, Raul Diaz Arce, plays for the Washington United, won the championship last year and is once again Washington's leading scorer. This is Amaya. Cerritos. And back and intercepted. It's DeSantis who has his first touch. DeSantis through the middle. Looking for Aguiar, who can't get away. Now it's chipped wide. DeMeo. Up front, Diaz Arce. Hernandez following up. Now they'll play it. Middle, Cerritos. Cerritos chips it and way over the bar and over the head of Craig Forrest, the starting keeper for Canada.
Cerritos is usually an out-and-out striker, has been moved back into sort of midfield position today to make room for number 18 DeMeo up front.
Craig Forrest in his 42nd international with a 1.33 goals against average for Canada. The flick forward. Little step on the heels as Bunbury trying to turn and can't get around the defender. Looking for the obstruction call from Mr. Escobar. As Roberto Martinez follows West Brom's Paul Pesci-Solido. Yallop has a goal and it's punched away at the near post by Raul Garcia.
Well hit, not much of a wall up there for El Salvador. Ball right sneaking inside the near post, and the keeper did very well to pound it behind for the corner. Look at this.
The players have said that the stadium is a tough place to play, and you'll find objects thrown, toilet paper, Pesci-Solido, near post, punched away again by Garcia, and then the little bump in the back on the keeper.
Free kick against Randy Samuel for going up against Raul Garcia. Have another look at the free kick. Well hit, no wall to speak of. Brilliant save by Raul Garcia.
And played back for Forrest. Now Forrest in danger, in trouble, and he'll just kick it into touch. So a little miscommunication at the back between Yallop, Watson, and Forrest. Cerritos with the throw-in. Hernandez, wide left, pushes it forward. And then he had a hat-trick. Vicevic, Vladan Vicevic with the throw-in. Vicevic, you may remember from our last game with El Salvador, Serbian as is the coach, but he was promptly given a El Salvadoran passport and became a citizen as he followed his coach to El Salvador. Over the bar and no trouble for Craig Forrest.
So far, Canada's defense doing a good job of limiting El Salvador to shots from well outside the box. So far, Craig Forrest has not been troubled.
We played just over 5 minutes. Still no score. Garrett Kush drops back to midfield, tries to push it forward for Pesci-Solido.
Valencia trying to break through there. Halted abruptly in his progress.
Hernandez can't sneak it through. Carlo Corazin lays it off. And back, Corazin for Garrett Kush, who Bob Lenarduzzi hopes will attract a little attention that might spring Pesci-Solido, and now Bunbury, who's coming out of midfield. Randy Samuel with DeMeo. Oh, and you can tell DeMeo with that shocking streak of blonde hair. Corazin. And through midfield again, it breaks down for Canada as Kush can't get away, and then Bunbury a little angry that the ball wasn't pushed off. Mark Watson to the edge of the box. And it's going to be called back.
Go back for a free kick, a little bit of extracurricular activity off the ball. Referee spotted it, and even though El Salvador were in possession, he gives the free kick. Cienfuegos to take it. And he can try to score from here. Very clever on the ball.
Cienfuegos of the LA Galaxy plays it for Iraheta, and it goes off of Kush. Now nodded forward and back to Garrett Kush for DeSantis. Ian Fraser to midfield and no further as Martinez with Pesky Solido getting a foot in.
Good challenge by Paul Pesky Solido, but coming in from behind, referee Mario Escobar was going to give the free kick every time. Martinez actually did well to cut that ball out up the wing and try and beat Paul Pesky Solido.
Bunbury with one of the few touches, if not his first touch.
But I like that move. I like the fact that Alex Bunbury is going to come from midfield into scoring positions, because up front he's marked by 1 or 2 every game. This will give him much more freedom, and they won't be looking for him coming forward as much as if he was stuck up front.
Aguiar bowled off the ball. It'll be a free kick for Canada as Roberto Martinez is down. Martinez, one of those players called to this side for El Salvador, which is also missing familiar players like Jorge Rodriguez, Luis Lazo, Wilfredo Iraheta, players that we saw in Canada. We're nearing the 10-minute mark in a must-win for Bob Lenarduzzi and Canada. Scoreless in San Salvador. Welcome back to TSN's coverage of the road to France 98, Canada, in San Salvador. Into the 12th minute now, still no score. Greg Forrest now, of course, with West Ham, who lost yesterday, didn't they, Graham?
You know what?
I think they did.
I can't remember, to tell you the truth. I'm so tied up in this game that yesterday is gone.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, Cerritos, but I think they did. Cienfuegos couldn't get away. Corazine downfield looking for Kush, and a little flick by Pesky Solido didn't help.
West Ham lost 2-1 at Old Trafford, but they scored the only goal against Manchester United this season. And then they came back and played, despite the crowd at the Cuscatlan.
Samuel watching De Mayo, lays it back. Hernandez. This is Vicevic through the middle. Martinez stands now in front. Moving up will be Valencia. Cut through by Martinez, and no problem for Craig Forrest, who booms it downfield. It's a sea of blue and white at Cuscatlan. Lovely through ball. Oh, it's De Mayo. Sidestepping the challenge. Play on, says the referee. De Mayo. And across the goal as he looked for Diaz Arce. There's Raul Diaz Arce out of the DC United. 14 goals so far this year, their leading scorer, but also facing charges, police charges, back in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, the referee let the play go on nicely here. Should have been a little push in the back by DeMeo, but the referee allowed play to go on. I don't think that was meant to be a cross. I think he meant to shoot it and slice it so badly it almost turned into a picture-perfect cross for Diaz Arce. So far, Canada have kept their composure.
Bunbury has now come to this near wing, plays it back and past Corazine. Frazier following up, looking for Cush, nods it down, sits, Watson has a goal! And well played by Raul Garcia.
I think that's a good tactic. If Canada keeps swinging the balls to the far post for either Bunbury or Cush and nodding him back like Cush did then, that could create problems for El Salvador.
Amaya. Vicevic, Valencia.
This is well hit, tees it up, hits it on the volley, doesn't quite get the right direction in the end. It turns out to be a pretty easy save for Raul Garcia.
Well played by Watson following up. Now Yallop calling for handball, doesn't get it. Cienfuegos. Played through the middle. Yes! El Salvador. DeMeo, who plays in Mexico with Toros.
And a little hesitation on the part of Canada's defense as the expected handball just allowed that beautiful ball to be slipped up the wing. Watch DeMeo make that run, gets to it first, flips it past Craig Forrest, and Craig is not at all happy with his back four on that occasion. Caught ball watching, and DeMeo punishes them severely. Now Canada trailing one, the all-important first goal is gone. Can they come back?
The goal coming in the 16th minute. And now Canada, as we've seen, forced, although it's still early, Graham, you don't want to open up too quickly, but a win is what they need.
Watch this beautiful ball slipped in behind Yallop. First time cross, beautiful little flick. Forrest can only watch it going to the net. And he's absolutely furious with Randy Samuel for letting DeMeo get to that ball first. But you got to give credit to Silva DeMeo. He read it well. Watch him move quickly to it, clicks it home. Defender, pace off the ball. And there's no question as to whether it was the away side or the home side that scored that goal. The reaction in the Cuscatlan Stadium, incredible.
Garcia pumps it downfield and into touch. Milovan Djoric, Serbian-born, trying to get El Salvador into the World Cup, and he has them right in the thick of this battle for the second and really third place spots. Mexico all but conceded first place. Top three out of the six will go. Here they come again, Martinez. Diaz Arce, and it's DeMeo following up. El Salvador, at 16 minutes through, DeMeo has the early lead. El Salvador with the 1-0 lead. That's the man who scored it with the golden mohawk. DeMeo, as we are now just past the 20-minute mark at the Cuscatlan Stadium in San Salvador. World Cup qualifying soccer on TSN. As Ian Fraser plays it through the middle looking for Bunbury, but that's not the kind of ball that Bunbury wants either. I would think that he needs something to give him some room, and he has to find some space too, Graham.
Well, Bobby, I'm sure, doesn't want Alex Bunbury coming back on the edge of his own penalty box. He wants him to be available in midfield and go forward. And here we see that probably it's Roberto Martinez maybe gone down again, because he was injured in the first half about 10 minutes ago.
And once again, the stretcher will come out. This Canadian side spending this past week training again in Florida and then forced to make the roster change.
So obviously that has aggravated it. And I'm sure that Coach Milovan Djuric will not risk putting him back on.
And into the game for Martinez, a familiar name, is Leonel Carcamo, who plays with Firpo.
And in my opinion, that has strengthened the back four for El Salvador. Carcamo, a strong tackler, very, very powerful at winning the ball.
And really a veteran of this side at the age of 32. This will be his 105th appearance. Carcamo wearing number 3. Pesky-Solido went too far for him. Through the middle, punched away by Garcia. As Bunbury had moved into space and up with Cush at that far post.
Good goalkeeping, didn't try to gather it, punched it safely, well out of harm's way. Nice cross by Corazzi. Is that a case of deja vu?
And now another El Salvadoran player is down. Canada finds themselves down by 1, nearing the 30-minute mark. And I would think that this really is favorable to Canada, because if the El Salvadorans have picked up anything and wanted to capitalize on the goal, this will slow down that attack.
There's the cross by Corazin, but watch Garcia come out. He's made his mind up. It's his goal all the way. Strong challenge from Garrett Cush, but the keeper clears it very, very effectively.
It's another warm day, as it was a week ago in Kingston, Jamaica. Temperature pushing 80 degrees. And the heat was a factor a week ago for the Canadians, who wilted. DeSantis pushes it forward. Now they'll come to this near side. Fraser lays it back. Corazin. Foot in. Corazin down. Free kick Canada. And going down as well is Amaya.
And Paul comes over to say, look, we've had enough of this faking. Just get him up and let's get on with the game. We've tried to play this game in a friendly spirit, but the acting has started to creep into it already. Amaya just back in the side. It would be a surprise if he's injured seriously enough to come off.
Yalapa's there, wearing the number 2 for Canada. Pesky-Solido. Amaya is up. Pushed wide and
wasted. Well read by El Salvador.
Corazin.
Been much better to hit that free kick from the dead ball than push it square.
DeSantis through midfield. Aguiar. Fraser in forward. Played back Corazin. As the Canadians, good-looking build-up if they can do something with it. Trying to bust it through for Aguiar. Pushed into touch. It'll be a throw-in. Quickly taken, Fraser. Bunbury, Shields tries to turn, Fraser coming through, a little give and go doesn't work. And downfield will be DeMeo giving chase for El Salvador and nodded back by Watson to Forrest.
DeSantis getting through a lot of work, taking Jeff Hunter's place. He's up and down as Jeff would be in a similar situation. Watch this cross.
Corazine. Oh, it got away from Carlo Corazine. Cerritos.
Little push, little nudge as Cerritos was at the end of his run, losing balance anyway. But good call by Mario Escobar. I'd rather see, if I were an El Salvador fan, I'd rather see Ronald Cerritos play as a striker because he's very dangerous.
Cush makes the little challenging run. Played wide for Bunbury with Vicevic to mark him. A little late kick from Vicevic brings Bunbury down. Carcamo over everyone, and now Forrest will just volley it back.
Good challenge by Cush.
And that's what they're expecting from Cush as Fraser gets a foot in. DeSantis plays it back past Samuel to Forrest. Canada trailing on a goal. DeMeo for El Salvador at 16 minutes. Amaya, Vicevic, Cush giving chase, and downfield. And you sense, Graham, that maybe El Salvador is just sitting back a little bit, maybe trying to protect this 1-0 lead.
Tough to tell whether they're lying back to maintain that lead or whether Canada's gaining the upper hand in midfield and forcing them back. I would prefer to think it was the latter, and that Canada gaining more balls in midfield. Certainly El Salvador not pushing them forward as they did, and that's not going to test Forrest.
Cerritos wide of the post. 1-0 El Salvador.
A long time ago, someone said, "I'm better than you." The fearless face off. They charge headlong into the crease, into boards, into history. Fiery tempers spill across frozen tundra. Players get faster, more aggressive, less polite. A frenzied dash for a cup where keepers are unconscious, forwards are psychic, and hats are for tricks. Human sacrifice in the name of Lord Stanley. And into center ice, it's carved, "I'm better than you, and I can prove it." NHL 97. If it's in the game, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Listen, Pierre, we Americans like high fiber, low cholesterol, high protein, low fat, vitamins, minerals, iron. Gotta have your iron. Always gotta have iron. Sneeze. Big Strata, Chips brand. You better get this food thing fixed, because I know the sponsor, and I'll be back. Where's the can?
Off the Record with Michael Landsberg tomorrow features Elvis Stoito, the Quad Man. Watch it at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Off the Record with Michael Landsberg. Into the 29th minute in San Salvador, and it's El Salvador with the 1-0 lead. Graham Leggett alongside. Canada in a must-win situation. They need the 3 points, and then later today have to hope as well for a tie in Kingston, Jamaica between Costa Rica and Jamaica. They have to keep the teams bunched. Nice bounce for Iraheta. Now he plays it wide left. He has Arce. DeMeo plays it through. Chip, far post. Nodded away as Fraser follows Iraheta. And then the giveaway. Fernando Aguiar out of Nacional in Portugal. Yallop from the Tampa Bay Mutiny. Nick DeSantis, the Montreal Impact, who continue with their A-League playoff against Rhode Island after they lost the opener the other night 2-1, so they're in a must-win.
Canada content to keep possession, trying to draw El Salvador towards them so that they create gaps, but El Salvador, with that one-goal lead, not at all ready to come forward again. Canada, I think, to beat down this defence, has to spring people on the wings, get the long ball to the far post for Bunbury or Kush. Down the midfield, I don't think they're going to have much success.
DeSantis.
Good ball.
Good ball to this left wing. Frazier cuts it through. Bunbury! Bunbury! Alec Bunbury coming off the right wing has tied it 1-1 in the 31st minute.
And Alex Bunbury getting the freedom, making his run from midfield, goes beautifully to knock in that cross. Goalkeeper Garcia decided to stay on his line, and he was punished for it.
For Alec Bunbury, that is goal number 15 in his 62nd international appearance.
And we saw about 6 replays of the El Salvador goal. Probably won't see any of this one. But it was a beautiful header by Alex Bunbury. Good challenge at the same time by Kush.
Laid off. Diaz, Arce, and Craig Forrest at the near post.
Forrest cut down the angle so well there. It was well hit. But the goalkeeper's prime objective is to protect that near post, and Forrest did it well. Ooh, well headed clear by Kush of all people.
And that's lit a fire under El Salvador, who now find themselves in a 1-1 tie. Alex Bunbury in the 31st minute. And you're right, we haven't seen a replay of a Canadian goal.
But that's the way to beat El Salvador if they are going to beat it. This is the replay. Frazier just curves this ball away from the keeper all the way to the far post. Alex Bunbury just flies over the defender Carcano, and no chance at all for Raul Garcia. Our thanks to our colleagues in El Salvador for providing the replay.
DeSantis, Aguiar, another look. Boy, they must have appreciated the thank you.
Beautiful cross. Bunbury has made his mind up. He goes through the defender, who chickened out a little bit, and Garcia can only stand on his line and watch it.
But it's a goal that the Canadians so desperately need. They've only had one. It's just the second now.
And we wondered, after giving up the first goal, could they come back? That's been answered. Now we have to ask, can they go ahead and win this game? It's asking a tremendous amount from these players, but that should give them so much confidence.
El Salvador giving away the corner. Pesky Soldida. You can hear Bob Lenarduzzi never stops on that sideline. Canadian head coach flicked. Again, the Kush at the near post, flicking it back.
And again, Garcia failing to come for it. This is a shot at the other end, and Craig Forrest does ever so well. Beautiful ball laid out. Craig Forrest gets that fingertips on, prevents it from sneaking in at the near post. Brilliant goalkeeping.
That would have been devastating for the Canadians to give up a goal so quickly after just tying it. DeMayo turns inside of Samuel, finds Arce. To the edge of the box. Iraheta has made run. Here comes Forrest. As El Salvador now have left themselves a little short at the back. Bunbury to midfield, but has to wait for a little help. He's got Corazine wide right. DeSantis following up. Frazier as they'll try this left side again. DeSantis chips it forward. Cush. Oh, goodness. Garrett Cush.
You better admire his effort. There was no way he should have even tried for that more. This is a good run by Iraheta, but watch it to finish. He just tries to be a little too clever, and Craig Forrest comes out brilliantly to block it. Just let the ball get away from a little and give Forrest a chance to get there first.
Pesky Solido trying to turn inside. Well played by the defender to not give away the corner, but it'll be a throw-in for Canada. Ian Frazier, who plays with the Sacramento Knights of the Continental Indoor League, trying to find Cush in the middle. And El Salvador finding themselves a little bit now on their heels.
Working the ball out nicely from defense. Canada has to scurry back, but that was played right at Randy Samuel.
DeSantis. Quickly played.
Oh, that has to be a free kick. Left his foot in, and he's going to get a talking to. Number 2, Hernandez, lines up in midfield, and then drops back.
Carlo Corazine out of Plymouth Argyle. Brought down. DeMeo at 16 minutes for El Salvador. Alex Bunbury at 31. And did a wonderful job as they look for Cush, far post, nods it down, and Garcia is there in front of Carlo Corazine, but he snuck off that wing where he found a little space.
Well, I must say that Garrett Cush did his job, but there should have been a white shirt standing at that near post waiting for the flick back. There wasn't, and Garcia had a pretty easy task to get it. Look at it.
Here he comes, DeMeo, gets around Samuel, DeMeo. Oh, and Randy Samuel.
Good tackle.
Cerritos lays it off. Iraheta tries left foot. Iraheta, and Craig Forrest is there, but Randy Samuel looking for the foul first of all after he was turned inside out, and then El Salvador looking for the foul on DeMeo.
Well, you got to give credit to Mario Escobar. The referee did very well in that situation. Could quite easily have called either infraction for a free kick, but called neither. But you have to watch these El Salvador midfielders, Iraheta, Cienfuegos. They can get into space so easily.
38 minutes played, first half in San Salvador. Canada and El Salvador in a 1-1 tie. For Watson, as Canada were very deliberate now with their build-up. Cush has dropped back, trying to find some space. Garrett Cush does well, and then he plays it over. Pesky Solido.
Well, just watch how number 18, DeMeo, comes into the box, but what's the tackle? Contact was made after the ball was clear. That could be dangerous. Craig Forrest bringing down Diaz Arce, and Cienfuegos having a little conference with Mario Escobar. Once again, the contact made and the blue shirt going down after the ball had been played.
Streamers of toilet paper, bags of What we hope is water being thrown in the direction of Mr. Escobar. Can be a tough place to play, the Cuscatlan Stadium.
Have a look at Craig Forrest here as he goes out to try and make contact with this ball. Doesn't get to it, but that's a dive if ever there was one. There might have been slight contact, but the referee Mario Escobar has shown already in this game he's not going to be taking in by these theatrics.
The ball is gone, and now comes the fall by the El Salvadoran player. 1-1 into the final few minutes. Opening half. Amaya, as it appears, Aguiar is coming off, and Jeff Onger will come on for Canada. So Jeff Onger, who started in midfield last week, comes in place of Aguiar.
And that makes the changes from last week complete, because Aguiar was the only midfield player from last week to retain his position. And Jeff Onger now, I thought leaving Jeff Onger out for a start was a good move. He does a lot of running, a lot of work, and needed a little break. So he's had a chance to look at the game. Could do him a lot of good coming in now.
Cerritos, he has Arce, and Jeff Onger quickly has his first touch. And in fact, he may get a sense, a reading of the game.
I think so. I think he'll know the weak points and strong points in midfield, and should combine well with Nick DeSantis.
DeSantis just gives it away, trying to play it to Onger. Watson's wide right. And Onger does go wide right with Iraheta giving chase, but an awkward early slow ball, a nowhere ball by Jeff Onger. Vicevic. Cienfuegos overlapping. That's where they'll go now. Now it's the Vicevic who does the overlapping. Played back into the middle for Iraheta. Right foot, no. Lays it back. De Mayo. And off the Canadian for a corner.
They really do work the ball beautifully, but the white shirts were just too strong for them on that occasion. Pretty tough to squeeze it past 6 white shirts. But you have to admire the way they push the ball around. The running off the ball is very clever. Iraheta to get the corner kick.
Cienfuegos will move up in case he plays it short. Plays it top of the box. Again off the defender. Then Bunbury will act clear. 2 minutes remaining. And Pesca Solido not happy with the abuse he's taking.
Well, it was a pretty silly free kick given away by El Salvador. I mean, Pesca was 1 against 3, so he wasn't going to be doing very much. Now they got time to get the white shirts up and support.
Onger. Maybe one last chance to break the tie, heading to the dressing room. 1-1 in San Salvador. Yallop. Watson. Samuel drops back. He has Arce. De Mayo up front. Santos plays it forward. Pesca Solido looking for a little room is being forced back into midfield. Yallop. Bunbury is wide right. DeSantis wears the 26. Bunbury off the defender. Throw in for Yallop. Quickly taken. Looking for Pesca Solido. Onger now has Bunbury wide right. Does well to keep it in play. Cush has moved up. So has Frazier. Corazine is in the box. Bunbury now with 3 blue shirts around him. DeSantis chips it far post and over the head of Garrett Cush, who won't catch up. Cerritos will waste time and leave it for Hernandez. into time added on, first half. Canada and El Salvador here on TSN. Onger. Fraser. Onger. Oh, nice little overlapping run now. If Fraser can do something with it, cuts it, top box. DeSantis looking for the foul. Onger follows up. And then Pesky-Solido trying to side-foot it to Bunbury. Oh, Corazine goes wide right. Corazine with Hernandez there to mark. Corazine lays it back. Bunbury, sliding tackle will take it away from him. Yallop. DeSantis, he has Arce.
Bobby shouting, get it across. Good run.
One last chance. Bunbury. Can he get it across? Still in play. Bunbury does so well. Oh, and now he'll give it up. We've added about a minute now in this opening half. Mario Escobar and his officiating crew from Guatemala. We've had several players down.
Good nod back by Kush.
Fraser plays it in. Oh my, and off the ball as Pesky-Solido tried to get through. He was elbow to the ground.
Well, that'll happen. You're not going to get these called. Referee Mario Escobar has been very fair. Both sides, he's let them go. Good clearance.
Looking for Kush through the middle. It'll go as a throw in for Canada. Still waiting for the whistle from Mario Escobar.
Well, we had a couple of injuries and we had a couple of substitutions, so he could add on a couple of minutes.
DeSantis, right wing. Bunbury up.
Not a good choice there by Alex Bunbury. Decided to try and get it on target instead of nodding it back to Kush and company.
34-year-old Raul Garcia, who plays for Aguila. And there is the whistle from Mr. Mario Escobar to end the first 45. A 1-1 tie, El Salvador and Canada.
Good start by El Salvador, a good comeback by Canada. 45 minutes to go. Anything can happen.
We're ready for the start of the second half, and the whistle is blown in by Mario Escobar. Canada and El Salvador tied 1-1. And no substitutions, we're told, Graham. So both teams have made one. Onger in for Aguilar late in that opening half, and Carcamo for Martinez midway through for El Salvador.
And I would expect El Salvador to come out flying in the second half. A little easy-ozy in the first half after they scored the goal, but Coach Milovan Djuric has obviously said to them, look, you've got to get the next goal or else it's curtains.
Cerritos will take the corner. Cienfuegos is there. It goes to him, and now back. Valencia. Vicevic tries the volley and isn't close. Craig Forrest forced to make a couple of important saves. Gave up the one goal to DeMeo at 16 minutes. But he's always played well. Kush goes up, tried to nod it forward for Pesky-Solido. And here it comes. Through the middle for Kush, who tried to spray it wide. I think if he was of two minds there, didn't know whether to go to Pesky-Solido or to DeSantis, who was wide left as DeMeo goes down.
Frank Yallop having to get back to his fullback position. Switch with Fraser again. Yallop now in the left back position.
Irahet plays it through. Here's Arce, lays it off. Valencia moving up. Cerritos was there as well. But if you're Forrest, do you mind them from that far out?
If you hit them that close, yes. That's a very difficult ball to hit. but he hit it beautifully, Cerritos, and Kush made it back there and gets the free kick given against him. Well, watch this ball, push square, very awkward to hit. The timing has to be perfect. 9 times out of 10 you slice it badly. Forrest was in position but didn't have to make the save.
Just underway. Second half, Cuscatlan Stadium in San Salvador. And a bit of a ragged start to this second 45. You sense that both teams realize a goal either way might win it for them and then absolutely punish the other team, which would all but end their hopes of qualifying. The loser certainly doesn't stand a chance. A tie doesn't help them either. Cerritos, lovely ball forward. Looking for Diaz Arce coming up. Always a
water bomb got splashed on Forrest.
I hope it hits water. Iraheta lays it off. Diaz Arce, Cerritos. Now Diaz Arce goes wide right. Vicevic. Through Bunbury. De Mayo. Diaz Arce. Oh, goodness. And just by the outstretched arms of Forrest. And he didn't get a touch.
And the crowd has to be very careful here, because in the last game, El Salvador were fined for crowd getting out of control. The coach was suspended for 2 games, and today, as we see that deflection, 2,000 security guards still unable to prevent objects being thrown on the field. But Canada at least are familiar with this situation, so it shouldn't bother them. But for a goalkeeper, it's very awkward.
DeSantis lays it wide, left. That's Yallop. Forward for Corazine. Pesky Solido, top of the box. DeSantis moves up for some support. Pesky Solido flicks it. DeSantis! And at that near post, Garcia, but DeSantis did well to get himself involved in the play.
Certainly did. Nice little flick on by Pesky Solido. DeSantis decided to hit it first time, and Garcia did well to collect it at the near post. But Pesky Solido getting not an inch of room from Vicevic.
Frazier forward for Kush. And from his backside, and now eating laces. The through ball looking for De Mayo. Oh, and Randy Samuel has had his hands full, but does well to shield the ball and shield off De Mayo.
That's about the first time today that Canada's hit that long ball up to Pesky Solido, who of course had no chance against Vicevic.
Chested down for Onger. Gets away from 2 blue shirts and plays it wide right. Now this is Bunbury, who had the tying goal at 31 minutes. Bunbury, far post. Looking for Pesky Solido and Carlo Corazine. Garrett Kush was alone in the middle.
And too many cooks spoiling the broth there.
Just nicely underway. Second half, still 1-1 Canada. El Salvador on TSN.
When I was young, often I dreamed of being someone. This country offered me that opportunity, and I am proud to be a Canadian. But every 4 years, I can't help but think of my youth, my friends, and my first love.
L'Italia. Viva l'Italia! MasterCard is a proud sponsor of the 1998 World Cup and salutes all those Canadians who feel this is more than a game, but part of themselves.
NFL Sunday. Jets, Patriots, Drew Bledsoe, Bill Parcells. Haha. NFL Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern here on TSN. We played 8 minutes of this second half. 53 minutes gone. Nice run by Iraheta. Oh! 2-1. El Salvador.
beautiful 1-2 played by Iraheta as he carries it forward, lays it off, goes for the return, and I would say that number 13 Mark Watson was not quite sure whether Craig Forrest was coming or whether he should go for it. In the end, it was Iraheta who got to it first, flipped it over Forrest. He made the first goal, he scored the go-ahead goal.
Iraheta in the 53rd minute, and it's 2-1 El Salvador.
Brilliant goal laid off by Iraheta, and he made his run to get the return just perfect. So clever in and around the box.
Over Garcia, Cush, Bunbury as the Canadians now try and strike quickly to get it back. Oh, the call is on Bunbury, who got an elbow up.
I'll have a look at it from this angle. Iraheta just lays it off and goes for the return beautifully into his path. Hesitation from the goalkeeper, hesitation from Mark Watson, but no hesitation from Renderos Iraheta.
Wonderfully taken just to flip it over. Craig Forrest, 2-1. Over the head of Cush. Esquizolito can't get there. Now Cush up.
And good call. Hernandez made it back for Cush there. Free kick goes to Canada. And the player definitely not 10 yards away. No reason to take the free kick there because there was no advantage in taking a quick one.
Oh, and DeSantis brought down awkwardly. In fact, he was taken down outside the sideline. Here's a chance as Garcia got caught up.
Well, once again, the strength of Garrett Cush only results in a free kick because Garcia went down. As soon as the goalkeeper makes contact with an opposing player and goes down, it's a free kick. We're going to have another look at Iraheta's through ball. Onto Diaz Arcid, back to Iraheta. Craig Forrest in no man's land. He either had to stay or come all the way. You can't stop in that situation, and Iraheta made it look rather easy.
Paul Pesquisolido getting a little warning from Mr. Escobar. Stop the complaining. Far post. He has Arce nodded back off the bar. Another chance. And it's 3-1 El Salvador. Cienfuegos.
And the crowd at the Cuscatlan go absolutely berserk, and why not? This was a move that caught Canada's defense once again ball watching. Nice ball played in, but the strength of this goal is the nod back. Comes a little bit off the side of his head, tries to score. Forrest sees it goes off the crossbar, but Cienfuegos is right on the spot to hammer it home.
3 Canadians. You can see them all. Watson, DeSantis, Fraser, left standing.
They had assumed, quite wrongly, that the initial header was going to go over the bar. A little unfortunate that Craig Forrest didn't give a touch to it, but full marks to Cienfuegos, who anticipated the rebound and was the only one within range.
2 goals in 4 minutes. Iraheta at 53, Cienfuegos at 57. 3-1. El Salvador. Chested down by Cush to Onger, as the Canadians now may as well throw everybody. It doesn't matter what they lose by. They need goals. They need a win. Nodded back again and off the bar.
And Johnny on the spot, Cienfuegos punishes Canada severely. It really was a good move by the Mayo. Nice cross. Diaz has a go at trying to sneak it past Forrest, who's well able to play when the ball comes back to Cienfuegos. Forrest, no chance really. He had to make contact and tip it over. Once it hit the bar, he was out of the play. Oh.
Canada's road to France. Is it a big open?
To impress the gentler set, one mustn't allow perspiration to run amok. Thus, I introduced this new approach to wetness and odor protection. New Right Guard Clear Stick, all the protection of a white stick, now in a clear stick. So clear, there's no flaky white stuff. Now perspiration hasn't a chance with this new advance. New Right Guard Clear Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Well, he has been impressive. Our first look at the man who plays for Toros in Mexico. The Mayo is out with a bit of a limp, and in comes Castro Franco, the 22-year-old who plays for Firpo wearing number 9, but the Mayo has been terrific. He had the opening goal. He assists now on Cienfuegos' goal as he nods it back and off the bar. But the Canadians are in a very, very deep hole. Trailing 3-1. And any hope of France may have disappeared with that third El Salvador in goal.
Vicevic getting in there to say to Bunbury, look, I don't care if you're shielded or not, I'm going to go right through you and clear it, as he did then.
Onger plays it wide left. That's Garrett Cush with Amaya to mark him. DeSantis, Onger. Cerritos was there to mark, and the Canadians will give it up. Franco has his first touch, and then it runs just too far for Diaz Arce. And you'll see Craig Forrest, I suspect, do a lot of this. He'll move himself up into play to try and cut off the balls and get them back into play. DeSantis. Watson goes wide left, looking for Carlo Corazine. Can't find him there. Oh, and a couple of legs, feet left in, and both players down in the heap. Jeff Onger for Canada. As Amaya brings it back. The overlapping Kakamo. Diaz Arce. Oh my. Diaz Arce, who's the leading scorer for Washington DC United, rattles one off the upright there as it was nearly 4-1. Franco thought he'd have a go, and this time it's wide as the toilet paper wraps itself around Craig Forrest, and Miloslav Djoric is a happy man.
Beautiful cross. Diaz Arce times his jump beautifully. Comes wrapping back off the upright. As Forrest can only stand and watch it. Canada's back forward right now at 6s and 7s. And really it's one-way traffic for El Salvador.
Franco lays it off. Iraheta. Ameo. Choritos. Well, they try to work the little give and go to catch these Canadians, and it's worked on the 2 goals so far.
And you can see what these 2 goals have done to El Salvador. The confidence is unbelievable right now. Everybody wants the ball. They're pushing it around cheekily. And Canada has got an uphill battle, to say the very least.
We've played 65 minutes. 3-1. El Salvador. Hernandez will put the ball back into play. At midfield, Onger can't win the ball. Cienfuegos, who wears the captain's band.
And there's in no hurry to take this free kick. First half they were pushing it quickly. He knows all the tricks. Cienfuegos.
Carcamo. They'll play it now to the left side, looking for a little space, and they're bound to find lots of space as Canada forced to open up. But the Canadians, I think, combination of the heat and the score and the two quick goals, they've wilted here, Greg. Not much jump left.
I think it's the ability of El Salvador more than the heat and the situation. El Salvador, as we thought they might do, has turned it up a notch. 2 brilliant goals and 2 sloppy defensive errors by Canada. It made it almost impossible for Canada not to wilt.
And it's ironic because defense has been their strength.
Exactly.
Amaya, the throw in past Kush, near post. Play on, says the ref. Over there looks for the penalty. And it'll skip from Carcamo into the open arms of Craig Forrest. It had the crowd on its feet. Bunbury tried to find some space. And again,
Vucevic. Yeah, well deserved that. That's about the 5th time he's gone through from behind. And although Cienfuegos is mounting off again, I think Gladden knows that you can only get away with a 1, 2, or 3. When you go into the 4, 5, 6, persistent infraction takes over and the yellow card is automatic. Although I must admit that Mario Escobar has been reluctant to bring it out. He's done a super job of keeping the game going.
looking for Kush over his head. Canada finds himself in a big hole in San Salvador. We played 29 minutes of this second half, and Canada find themselves down by 2 in a must-win situation. It would be a remarkable story if they were able to come back. Bottom of the table coming in, they knew they had to win here in San Salvador, but 2 quick goals by El Salvador has them up, and here they come looking for more. Laid back. Iraheta.
He has had a very strong game. Got back and won the goal in midfield. Has come forward, scored a goal, made a goal.
appear to be ready to make a substitution. A white shirt standing at the sideline. And now Mr. Escobar is acknowledging the substitution, as both teams now look like they might make substitutions. Garrett Cush comes out, and going in and wearing number 11 is Martin Nash. And Cerritos is out for El Salvador.
And welcome back. Guillermo Rivera left the international training camp because he didn't like the coaching methods of Milovan Djuric. He's been welcomed back into the fold, and now he's on the field. Number 8, good player.
So El Salvador has made 3 substitutions. Canada has made 2. Canada 1 goal at a time to get back into it if they can, and Bunbury fails to break through.
I think the El Salvador defense is glad to see Garrett Cush go off.
I was just going to say, I thought Cush was maybe one of the more disruptive forces when it comes to unsettling the back four, and now he's gone.
Well, Nash certainly has got more speed than Garrett Cush, not quite so strong, but if they play him wide on the left wing, he's got a beautiful left foot, and we saw in the first half their only goal came from a cross from the wing.
Canada has also made a substitution. Eddie Berdusco is in for Carlo Corazine. And so that's 3 now as the super sub comes on wearing number 24, Eddie Berdusco. Now whenever he's come on, he's been able to get goals for Canada. Now he needs to get 2. And it'll go off the Canadian player for a corner. So both teams now have made their 3 substitution limit, as Craig Forrest trying to rally the troops. Come on, boys, let's get up. We still have some time. Cut in, and Forrest does well, just punch it away, and now we'll give it up as Bunbury plays it forward. And Martin Nash has his first touch. Here to Heta. Martin Nash stays in play. And now Nash trying to win something. Bunbury hustling back and can't get it away from Vicevic.
Good player, Vicevic. Strong at the back. Clever on the ball. Perfect as sweeper. Let him come forward now and again. Free kick goes against Canada, whose heads are beginning to droop a little, and who could blame them?
Amaya. Through midfield and Rivera. Valencia wide right as Hernandez made a run, an overlapping run. Rivera looking for Diaz Arce. Franco are both up front. Diaz Arce trying to break through and could not.
Good run by Diaz Arce, who looked a little bit offside when the ball was played, but Randy Samuel did well to clear the danger.
Nash has moved to the left wing, Graham.
Yeah, he's a natural left winger. Beautiful left foot, but they have to get the ball to him.
This is Bunbury, wide right. You see Ian Fraser making the run, but he'll be cut off, forced to take the long way there.
Vicevic read it beautifully again. Made it look very easy. Cienfuegos, if he had a knee injury prior to this game, he hasn't shown it. He's been brilliant. Passed a late fitness test. Midfield general, without a doubt.
Nash in midfield for Canada. They trail by 2. Rivera at midfield. Here's a through ball. Forrest is out. And the challenge by Forrest.
Diaz Arce again, making a beautiful run. Forrest must feel very neglected back there as he sees the blue shirts pile in on him. And it's not as if there's a shortage of white shirts back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Diaz Arce found the space, and once again, Forrest had to come up with a big save. Beautiful ball, perfect timing, excellent run. He should have chipped it as he did earlier. Decided to try and take it past Forrest, and thanks to the keeper's challenge, it rolls behind for goal kick.
9 minutes remain in San Salvador. Nash. Oh, look at Forrest right up into play too as they try to use some of his height. It's all out now. All out attack for Canada. They trail by 2.
The financial world of one Canadian. She values the power of stability and choice and gets it from Royal Bank Financial Group. Banking solutions from Royal Bank. Investment management from Royal Trust. Investment advice from RBC Dominion Securities. Discount brokerage from Action Direct. And financial security from RBC Insurance. Explore how Royal Bank Financial Group brings the power of stability and choice to everyone's financial world. One customer at a time.
There are thousands of fields, millions of games, and countless faces. But in the end, there is only one feeling. Umbro, only soccer since 1924.
83rd minute at the Cuscatlan Stadium, 3-1 El Salvador, and the Canadians disheartened certainly by their performance so far.
But not so the crowd. They are absolutely delighted.
It is a wonderful looking facility, this Cuscatlan. We say one of the finest in Central America, and this the eve of Independence Day. Tomorrow, Monday, a national holiday in El Salvador.
Man, there will be some celebrating tonight in the streets of San Salvador. Have a look as this ball is knocked across. Good challenge. Goalkeeper goes up. Good hands. Raul Garcia failed to do that in the first half, gave up a goal, but he's coming off his line with a lot more confidence in the second half.
Ahí está mi nana.
Iraheta, far post, nodded back, and here comes Forrest and does well. As Watson tried to hold off the charging El Salvadoran player. Well, the self-analysis, the introspection of this Canadian team in the program will begin, I'm sure, immediately if it hasn't started already. When changes will take place, I doubt anything will be done before the end of the qualifying round and the final game against Costa Rica in November. But I'm sure that changes will be coming, Graham, and I wonder what kind of team the Canadians will field in their remaining games, because they do have Mexico coming and the Americans. Will they leave some of their older players at their home teams in Europe and field a younger team and get a look? Or will they play the spoiler role and field full teams?
Well, I would give the youngsters a chance to play. I was sure that Jason Davos was due for a game today, but he broke his toe in training, and that was very unfortunate. I think that some of these players may have played the last game for Canada because with hopes of France disappearing, I think the youngsters have to get a chance to mature now. They certainly can't mature in the Canadian League, so they have to mature in games like these. Maybe tough at first, but that has to be the way they go.
4 minutes remaining, and when you talk of players who might play their last game or certainly are in their last series of games, it's the 30-somethings like Frank Yallop, Ian Fraser, Randy Samuel, people like that who will give way to Thomas Radzinski, to Jason Devos.
Incidentally, I mean, we've got some beautiful youngsters coming out of the under-23 Olympic side that are ready to be tried now.
Boy, Randy Samuel has been run ragged at that center back spot. Nash chips it forward, and 2-5. But when they look back, I think the Canadians, Graham, will look back at the home games, and they were the failed chances, the missed chances, not to win at home.
Well, you can't blame Craig Forrest for that. As you saw there, has been outstanding again. Couldn't be blamed for the 3 goals, and you're quite right. The low-score tie against Jamaica and El Salvador at Swan God was the kiss of death for Canada. Had a brief respite with a 1-0 win over Costa Rica, but last weekend's one was just back to where they were.
What a game he's had.
He certainly has. Very
against Hungary. Yeah, looks terrific.
And of course, Cienfuegos is always available. Whenever anybody is in danger of being outnumbered, Cienfuegos appears, he gets the layoff, and they start over again.
You saw Verduzco briefly wearing the number 24. The super sub has yet to have a touch.
That's asking a lot from any super sub. Eddie's better when he comes on in 0-0 situations and gets the 1-0 winner, but it's been tough up front. Solid back 3 or 4 times for El Salvador has made it virtually impossible to
Franco wide right and back. Franco inside of Samuel. Diaz Arce. 4-1 El Salvador.
Photographers are chased off the field. I'm surprised the crowd's not on the field. Very sloppy play by Canada, but don't tell that to the El Salvador crowd. Just watch as number 9, Franco, cuts inside, gets past Samuel, cuts it back to Raul Diaz Arce, who says muchas gracias, easy tap in, 4-1 El Salvador, and the crowd is absolutely delighted, and who can blame them? Independence Day coming up, and reason to celebrate tonight as well.
And the dream of France is done for Canada. It was just a flicker when it all began.
Great skills by Franco. challenged by Samuel too late. Tapping by Diaz also was just a formality, as Ian Fraser can only stand and watch it.
But the Canadian defense has been guilty now
of ball watching on 1-2s, and there's a perfect example. You don't watch the ball, you go with the player who laid it off so that you mark him when he gets it back. Samuel was remiss in not doing that, and Diaz also had such an easy chance. I could have scored that one, but you could have scored that one.
It's a disappointing end for this Canadian side who had such high hopes. Coming off an unbeaten qualifying round to get to the final six, and now to go out like this, and they still have games to play. How difficult it's going to be for them now. As we're into injury time here.
It shows how little there was to pick between the sides if you take out Mexico, because El Salvador now jump up 2 places with 9 points. So there was lots to be gained by Canada today, but they just weren't in the second half.
And they pick up 4 goals, actually 3 goals in difference, and that just may have something to say when they add it all up at the end of qualifying, as Bunbury can't control on this near wing. Waiting for the referee's whistle as the crowd waits to begin celebrating what is a sure El Salvadoran win. It's over, and Canada will not go through to France. El Salvador wins 4-1, ending any Canadian hopes of France 98. Now they play spoiler.
Disappointed you about this Canadian team today?
Well, I think it's difficult to say right now. Now's not a time to criticize. I think it's more a time to reflect, not with what just went wrong today, but overall. And my way has never been to point fingers. I think that I'm certainly accountable. I'm in charge, and as I said, take a day to think about it, get home and see the wife and kids, and go from there.
Yeah, and it's true. It's never been his way to point fingers, and I doubt that he will. Within the dressing room, he will, I suspect. But I think this country and a lot of people like you and I who sit back and watch would point fingers for him.
Well, a lot of people like you and I who sit back and find it very easy to blame people. We're not on the field, and it's very difficult to react to situations like they did today. Bobby will not blame players, but the players have to take so much of the blame. The coach can only take so much. The players today, after they equalized and had a little spell for about 10 minutes, really were never in the game.
Before the game, as we opened our program, he said, Bob, that he would know when it's time to go. Do you think he will go now, or will he serve out the rest of the program to the end of qualifying, as his contract states, or do you think that even the Canadian Soccer Association might make the change now?
I don't know. I would hope that Bobby would get the chance to get 2 home games back in Canada again before. If they are going to make a change, they make that change. The CSA have never been very quick to make decisions. They'll have a few meetings and they'll discuss Bobby's performance. But they also have to decide which coach can they get to come and coach in a country that doesn't have a professional league. That may be rather difficult.
And that may be something that they have to remedy and answer first of all. Get the league going and then try to build the program from there. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go back to San Salvador. El Salvador wins. Oh, and Milovan Djoric celebrates.
I'm so disappointed and so hurt right now. To put out a performance like we did in the first half and to come in the second half so flat, I just don't understand it. But the second half, I think that there are lots of people on our team that have to take a second look at themselves and say to themselves that they give 100%. I'm not trying to point my finger at anyone, but you have to come out and give it your all and concentrate for 90 minutes.
I'm disappointed not in the fact of
not a chance of going through the World Cup, but the fact that the second half today, I thought we let ourselves down. I think the lack of commitment wasn't really there. And some players, I don't know if they had problems with the conditions and running in the game, but our marking was not there. We were stretched from front to back, and it was a matter of time before the Salvadorians were going to put the goals in. I think the second goal really killed us off.
So Canada's World Cup aspirations, they come to an end here in the Estadio Cuscatlan. Great disappointment on the part of all the players.